I have to cough, so I'm going to go to you for comment, John. What do you think about that?
Yeah, look, I mean, overall, I'm going to have to probably take some time off of doing this sort of content and just reflect on the fact that my lifelong belief that corporate America had our best interests at heart has been really shaken. After I thought we could trust them. I thought they were being honest with us.
I know.
Now I don't know what to believe.
Is corporate America going MAGA? Well, that's the question posed in this new Financial Times article. And it seems that in a lot of ways, the answer is a pretty definitive yes. You will not believe a quote from one banker, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. You do not want to miss it. But first, let's actually get into the central question that this FT piece is trying to get to, which is whether executives and bankers are embracing MAGA conservatism. Now, we've seen all sorts of tech giants and billionaires eagerly kissing up to Trump, right? Kissing the ring because they're expecting some cookies in return. They've donated millions of dollars to his inaugural fund. They've taken trips to Mar-a-Lago to wine and dine with Trump. And like Mark Zuckerberg, they've adjusted their company policies to align more with the MAGA culture. Last week, Jeff Bezos, for instance, Jeff Bezos' Amazon announced their plans to pay $40 million for a behind-the-scenes documentary about Melania Trump. And so I have to cough, so I'm going to go to you for comment, John. What do you think about that?
Yeah, look, I mean, overall, I'm going to have to probably take some time off of doing this sort of content and just reflect on the fact that my lifelong belief that corporate America had our best interests at heart has been really shaken. After I thought we could trust them. I thought they were being honest with us.
I know.
Now I don't know what to believe. It seems like I understand this is going to come off as really cynical and callous. It seems like they're just cosplaying whatever they have to get as much money as possible. Obviously, that's not what it is, but that's what it looks like. How's your cough?
I know. Just think it went well. It went well.
Okay,
I did
good.
what I needed to do. Now I'm back. Now look, as the Financial Times puts it, Bezos' rush to cozy up to the Trumps has been matched by corporate executives across America as tech billionaires, financiers, and the leaders of some of the United States' best known consumer groups hurry to adjust to a more conservative zeitgeist in the wake of Trump's election victory and the Republican sweep of both houses of Congress. Companies are scrapping diversity, equity, and inclusion departments, cutting their support for radical diversity charities, and dropping out of climate change groups. They are also scrubbing anything that could be perceived as woke from public statements, corporate documents, and advertising. And many are just blatantly speaking out in favor of conservative policies and ideals. Some in the corporate world, for instance, and liberal politicians obviously aren't happy about this, but others are thrilled, according to the Financial Times. So even the way people on Wall Street talk and interact is changing. Bankers and financiers say that Trump's victory has emboldened those who chafed at woke doctrine and felt they had to self-censor or change their language to avoid offending younger colleagues, women, minorities, or disabled people. So now we get to the comment, the quote that I was referencing a little earlier. So this top banker, who definitely has the right priorities, okay? He's really focusing on what matters in life, gave this banger of a quote to the Financial Times. Get a load of this. Quote, "I feel liberated. We can say the R word and the P word, which is sometimes used as a nickname for cats, without the fear of getting canceled. It's a new dawn."
Those sentences don't go together. Like, I just want to say the R word. It's a new dawn.
Okay, I'm going to needlessly be overly fair because I don't think it's about using those words. I think there are people who are concerned about walking on eggshells out of fear of cancellation and all of that. And look, I think that there was that culture for a while, and I don't think that was a healthy culture to have. That said, don't reference these specific dumb words as the new dawn. Like, yes, you can raise concern about cancel culture. But like, again, referencing these specific things is really weird. It seems super petty. But anyway, clearly for most corporate people or corporate goons, this shift goes beyond being able to say slurs or being able to insult women in the workplace, which you probably still shouldn't do, by the way. These companies have a lot to gain financially, and I think that's what they're really excited about. So for many, the new administration offers a welcome opportunity to roll back some of the tighter rules enacted during President Joe Biden's administration and bend tax and regulatory policies in their favor. That's what they want. So look, leading up to the election, if you guys can remember, there were a lot of conservatives in the media talking about how they hate corporate America. They want to go after corporate America. But their reason for wanting to do so was very different from what the left wanted to check corporate America for. The left was worried about things like wage theft, things like scamming consumers, screwing over workers. What the right was annoyed by was that corporate America was going along with woke policies, right? Implementing diversity, equity, and inclusion policies, that kind of stuff. And so now that the Trump administration is going to be in charge, they're still going to want favors from the federal government, and they're more likely to get those favors if they scrap the so-called woke policies that the Trump MAGA world has been railing against for some time now. In addition to that, some Wall Streeters also feel able to embrace making money openly without nodding to any broader social goals. God forbid they have to do that. Most of us don't have to kiss ass because, like Trump, we love America and capitalism, one said.
That means we love making a bunch of money and we love everything being set up so that we make more money. I love that some Wall Streeters like, finally, we can just make money. Yeah, they've been so distracted by social goals of late. Yeah. As Avenger Dragon pointed out, I feel like all these conversations about the effect that wokeness has had on everything is so disconnected from what's really happened. The stock market has been the highest it's ever been under Joe Biden.
Yep.
The idea that whatever he's done culturally or in terms of law has limited them is just factually untrue. Donald Trump could not get the stock market to where Joe Biden did. They say the same thing about like drilling for oil. We export more oil than we literally ever have before. I feel at some point, like if you're saying something is holding it back, but it's better than it's ever been, you should have to explain yourself a little bit. I think for some of them, they do just want to say these words. I think that for them, the ability to say certain taboo words make them feel strong and better. They finally get to use the words for the people they don't like. Lets them criticize corporations about stuff the corporations don't actually care about. But it seems like they're critiquing power. Like they critique Disney for having a gay kiss, and it's like, we're fighting Disney, this big corporation. Yeah, but you also want to cut their taxes in half. Like the critiques you're making are sideshows to the actual concerns. And I hope that people don't get distracted by the difference between those two things.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. I also think, again, there is, I don't know what percentage of Trump voters they make up, but, the H-1B visa debate shows you that there are some other substantive, legitimate reasons why some of the Republican voters are upset with corporate America, namely, bringing in foreign workers specifically because they know that they can exploit them, pay them less, make them work harder, and rob Americans of those jobs. And so I think those are legitimate criticisms of corporate America, specifically from a portion of Trump voters. But I want to be clear, the voters are different from media figures, politicians, people who actually have platforms and power. And those who have platforms and power critique corporate America for very different reasons. And, the Republican voters might also agree with those reasons. But the people who have any power are not really worried about these corporations screwing over American workers or bringing in foreign workers who take jobs away from American workers. They don't care about that. They just want to be able to use words like the R word or the P word, It's just so dumb. Anyway, all right. The other thing I should just note is even though Trump has already won the election, another way that these, corporate execs want to still have sway is they keep doling out money to Trump for his inaugural fund and things like that. The money is just pouring in at Mar-a-Lago. Trump doesn't have to lift a finger. Everyone's coming to him. We're looking at $500 million by June, and we're on track. Among the biggest fans are, of course, the crypto bros. Trump's super into crypto too. He's looking to make money off of it. So the crypto guys are just blowing it out. It used to be that $1 million was a big number. Now we're looking at some folks giving like $10 million or $20 million. So look, at this point, my view on crypto is that it's not going to be regulated. They're going to get exactly what they want. And I want ordinary people to just don't fall for any scams. Please protect yourself. I'm so scared that people are going to lose like their life savings investing in some BS crypto and falling prey to a pump and dump scheme. So just be careful. That's all I'll say about that.
Day in office, the new administration is expected to unleash a wave of executive orders dismantling Biden's energy policies, according to sources briefed on the effort, with orders aimed at slashing regulations and oversight for fossil fuel projects. The series of executive orders will regularly echo actions Trump took during his first term, with an early order establishing that privatization, a big picture focused on energy independence and economic growth. Trump is expected to instruct the Department of Energy, Environmental Protection Agency, and Department of Interior to review all Biden era energy policies, with major changes expected